Okay, I am back. Hello. It's me. Surprise. Okay. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yesterday's scene turned out pretty cool. And I am actually probably just going to continue it. However, there is a problem that I forgot about. Is that whenever you break a line of thought when going from one day to the next day, it can take a while to recapture that. And so unfortunately, I'm now in a different mental mindset. And I really wish I just sat down and continued that scene all the way through. But I'm gonna see if I can recapture the magic. Oh, good. There's a bot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so today's probably gonna be a little different. I'm probably just gonna work out this scene. All right. Now, you know what? Just for the sake of things, I will I'll see if the random dice roller has anything. But I might do this scene just entirely based on intuition, because now I'm starting to focus more on the narrative of it. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Sorry, I don't know if I've given context. So for this scene, we have this character walking through. Hold on. My computer's doing that thing. Okay. Okay. We had a character walking through these like pipes of this factory, and there's some friend of theirs that's shouting for them to come see something, and they're trying to catch up. Hold on, look too happy. So they're following this kid, one of their friends. And they're like climbing up some pipes and stuff, and she clambers up and looks around. She's like, I don't think we should be here. She's like, no, you gotta come see it. She's like, yeah, okay, but blah 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 blah. And then, She's like, look at this. And she's like drawn towards it, like a moth to a light. She looks, and there's something special And it's a light source that I'm saying is the last glass porthole in the entire facility, because maybe in this this factory in this location, basically anything that's glass gets rattled to death by the structure, because like they're in a giant mobile machine. Essentially, they're like in a giant mobile city, and because of the vibrations, nothing glass can survive. So this is the last glass porthole that survived, or something like that. I don't know. The camera slowly pushes in. She reminisces about something, about getting coffee. Okay. Man, dang it! I really wish I had done this scene all yesterday, because I was emotionally in the right headspace. But now I'm not. Oh. I don't want to go off of cliches. I want to go off of what feels right. All right. Yeah, today it's gonna be a little different. All right, I'm going to start my timer already. Because I don't think I'm going to use prompts for this one. You know what? I'll just for the sake of it, I will potentially, if I'm going to do a prompt, if I were to do a prompt, I'm just going to roll 2 of them. Also, just so that, you know, I have a thing in the morning. You know, I hate for people who are watching to be like, man, where's the prompt? Where's the prompt? And be like, I know. Sorry, I'm gonna still do a prompt. Section 8.6. Turn with move. This is when a character, I mean, they're thinking about something, they're very distraught. Sorry, I am actually using the example from the book, the kind of setup where a character's distraught and they're talking to someone. And then what happens is that the camera, as it orbits around the character as they're talking, so you see the camera's orbiting. So here's the wall behind them. So as the camera's orbiting, the character's also turning back with the orbit. So you see, in this instance, it's like, okay, character's talking, they're in the shadows, and then this character's talking, and then as the camera's orbiting, this character's turning. It's basically just connecting 2 characters with the camera move. so that now they're sharing a eye line, or at least eye contact. The example that's used in the book actually shows that the character was in shadows, and then as they turn, there's a light source, so it kind of helps turn it from a dark scene to a light scene, all within one action. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna roll another one, just in case. I'm gonna use it, but I might not use it, so we'll see. Section 55. So a little criticism I'll have of this dice rolling app is it does not seem to roll anything below the 40s. Okay, back to character. This is an easy one. So back to character is when there's two characters that are talking, and one of them is clearly not paying attention to the other person, or at least has their back to them. That's it. It's all the more complex it gets. And so the whole time in the scene, you have one character who's doing things. And the other character maybe trying to talk to them or help them out. And then the other character is like, constantly doing something. Then maybe you could cut even in the, like, kind of a low over the shoulder, where this person's still trying to talk to them and they just can't quite connect. Ooh, you know what? I could use this for my scene. This is interesting. Yeah, by the way, that's just like back to character. Where you have one character intentionally not facing the other character while they're talking. This creates some distance, and it makes it seem like the characters aren't connecting, and it can show that one character is being left behind, or doesn't have all the information, or it can be used for a lot of things, but it's a pretty good technique. Always make sure to keep track of when characters are facing each other versus not facing each other, because in real life, people very, very rarely actually directly face each other when they're talking. Or at least in Western cultures. I guess that's not necessarily true. It depends what setting. People usually don't make long-held eye contact. I guess that's what I'm saying. Alright, time to start this timer. After I get distracted. Just a second. Alright, I'm gonna start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. This is her significantly younger. I can change her face proportions. She's looking at something. She also got significantly smaller. She hears someone calling her. Trying to think what I can do. You know, I'm gonna rip off Tarkovsky here. Oops. Wrong duplicate. Okay, I'm deleting that. We're gonna do an extreme. Close up. And it's centered. It's a whole bunch of other kids hanging around something. This is the other factory she used to be at. Maybe that's her sisters. One of her sisters. Some of her brothers. falling over from trying to push her. Oof. Accidentally falls into like a pool of water or something like that. Ah. Man, this is giving me wild strawberry vibes already. I don't know if I ever want to watch that movie again. I feel like now with my older age, that movie might break me. Maybe she shouldn't be younger. Ah, man, I didn't think about that. If she's the same age, but she's reliving a memory, I think it kind... Whatever. I've already drawn her younger. She's reliving a memory. It's almost a little more poignant if she's older. Didn't even think about that. What's gonna happen is something's gonna be behind her. Someone's walking behind her. Who is it? What we're gonna do is we're gonna do this weird pan. Because this is a dream sequence, so we can get away with things that are symbols of reality, but not actually reality. So it's like our mom or something like that. I am really getting into some Tarkovsky territory. Maybe a little bit of Bergman. Oh man, there's another way to do this scene that would have been cool, but I didn't think about it. So this is her mom, but because it's a memory, it's a symbol of a concept. If that makes sense. It's a visual symbol, a concept. It's not an actual. It's a mixing of a real event and the feeling of an event. That's what I'm trying to get for in this scene. Oh, thank you. I hope you're not a bot. Please tell me you're not a bot. Person in the chat. So yeah. Now, if I wanted to do something really weird, what I'd have is a little delay where then she comes in from the side. But I don't want to make it dynamic, so I'm not going to make her come in too much, if that makes sense. So if I were to make this too dynamic, I'd have her like come in from the foreground and go into the background. But I want this to feel like it's a as I said, it is a symbol of a memory that's a mixing of reality. So it's not an accurate representation of events that happened in her life. She's also a pretty big kid. If you've ever seen a Bergman or Tarkovsky movie, you know what I'm talking about. Everything's emotionally symbolic. There's Storyboard Pro doing that thing I hate again. The only problem with this is that it does kind of disconnect from reality. Or it doesn't disconnect from reality, it disconnects from her POV. And that might be an issue. I might have to redo this scene where it doesn't disconnect from her POV. So I'm thinking in the movie Wild Strawberries, where there's kind of moments like this, it's important that it's always from his perspective. If I really wanted to do something weird. Okay, I need to jot that idea down. What I could do is that this motivates the camera to move to the left, and then we still see her sitting there. Oh my goodness, that'd be really freaking cool. That is such a good idea that I'm gonna put a break in this scene. Just so I can do it. I do not think this is going to work, but it is such a interesting idea. It's like a visually interesting idea that I can't not do it. And so what it would be is that she's now already with her mom, but now at this new location or something like that. Her hairstyle changed, yeah, I know. I hate that Storyboard Pro is jumping layers. But whatever. Okay, so what she can do here, just so as to mess with time and space, is that we intentionally have her look behind. Behind herself. So as to drive home the fact that she did in fact go through this door. It's like we're seeing the events out of order. She did already go through the door to enter here. So as per usual, it is moving the wrong layer. Wow, that session went by lightning fast. That was the least stressful session I think I've ever had. Wow. Jeez Louise, that went by fast. Okay, that's interesting. No, normally these sessions I'm like worried and nervous and sometimes I pause. That one took like nothing. All right, give me a second. I think I know what I'm gonna do with this shot. Not this shot. This shot. Gonna be able to see kids playing and hanging out through the in between the pipes and stuff. I'm going to do another session because that went by really quick. I'm going to take a mild break. Like a 1 minute break. All right, next session. All right, cool. See, I don't know if there's really reason to do this narrative beat again. Because I kind of already did it once. But I'm doing it again for the sake of the technique. What I mean by that is that this shot doesn't make sense unless I go all the way through with it. And of course, it goes onto a different layer. Okay, so she's already sitting down. Or like in a beam of light or something. here she is, looking at the beam of light, or this rare porthole window. With her, like, I don't know, her mom or something. It would be kind of weird for glass to be rare in this universe, because they live on like a desert planet. Sorry, if people don't know the background lore, this was like a story slash series I wrote a while ago and then didn't really go anywhere. They basically live on a prairie desert planet, and so not being able to make glass is actually one of the weirdest things now that I think about it, because they have sand everywhere. Ooh, I'm gonna make this kind of look like cathedral lighting. Ooh, maybe there's like a pool of water. Yeah, because we already saw the other people with water. Something that's aesthetic. Going for the aesthetics in the storyboard. Guess it's not very encouraging to draw the water as yellow. It's a little disconcerting, but hold on, I'll just put white in the reflections. That's annoying. Okay, sorry, because the filter I have, it's like nearly impossible to get white. Trying to give it a golden feel. That's the idea. Those were the beams of light. I know, this is a very crude drawing. I'm just getting the idea across. trying to think of. Trying to think of her, like mom leans in or something like that, or she like puts her hand on her. This is a very small child now that I'm looking at it. Okay, hold on. Hand, yay big. Oh, you know what would make this even worse? Okay, sorry, but by worse I mean better. Ah, frick. Oh, I know exactly what would make it better. In a worse way. If, like, the mom puts her hand on her, or something like that, and, like, she does that thing that kids do, where they think they're a big kid, or whatever, and so they start to not like being touched, or whatever. You know, where they're like, ah, I'm a big kid, or whatever. This hand's huge. She pushes away. We're gonna have her. She's gonna go backwards. So she's like flying back past the screen. Like a low angle shot. And she was worried about her dress getting dirty. Or her mom's hands were wet because of the water that's nearby. she's not alone. By herself. There's a pool of water. Ooh, okay. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put little beams of light. Still going across. And then what we're gonna do is, oh, this scene should be a dark scene actually. I'll get to that later. We need to have a little break over here. So I want us to be able to, in this same shot, be able to see that the, see through the pipes or whatever the heck it is. I want us to be able to see the other kids. Dude, okay. That's actually really ominous. It's like they're watching her. Oh my goodness, that is freaky. She's getting more and more hair with every drawing. I'm gonna have her do that thing where she grabs her arms and she's gonna shrug her shoulders a little bit. Because I want to lead the eye up to her face. If that makes sense. We're going to do a hard cut to her profile. I actually originally wanted to do a camera move for this, but I thought this kind of quick cut is a little weirder. Just feels a little weirder. In this kind of 3/4 shot. Then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this one. And then we're going to white out the screen. Because we're going to do a jump in time. We have like a, let's see, oh, second session's over. Basically what we're going to have is a beam of light that's on her face. It's like halfway on her face. Then there's also, it's going to start to white out. The background's going to start to white out. No, actually just this light source will begin to white out. We're doing a fade into another scene, kind of. Then we're going to snap back into the present. I'm going to wrap up this scene. I'm going to do such an extreme close-up. Nah, I can't do an extreme close-up. I really don't want us to be able to see one of the first things I want us to see is we're going to do a reversal here. We can very clearly see that she's now in the present, looking at the light source, and there is still no one next to her. And then what we'll do... So she's gonna look over. We can do like a rack focus. Man, I want to do this really subtle thing. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. She looks back up at the light. So she looks over. Looks up. And then, oh my goodness. I know what I should have done. Okay. In this shot, when the mom has her hand on her, the mom should be like, okay, she should be messing with her hair. She should be like, doing something to like tidy it up. And so then that way, here in the present, we have a good reason for her to reach for her hair in this shot, because there's a memory attached to it. So it should be that she but really what we should do now, okay, we're going to get to that moment. We're going to get to that moment. We're going to be here. I'm going to speedrun this. She's still sitting here. And then the friend that she's with, he's like, oh, yeah. Isn't this cool? What happens is he like gets up. He's like, all right, back to work. He's getting up. See, he walks away and leaves the scene. And so then we're on this, oops, wide shot of her sitting in front of the light source as this guy walks away. That doesn't turn out good at all. Why is the lighting bad? I wish Storyboard Pro would actually update Sorry, I'm bashing on Storyboard Pro today. I'm just running into a lot of things that are annoying me. And they're probably my fault. See, this is a shot where I actually need the characters to be in front of the filter. This is like the laziest drawing I've ever drawn. To her. We're gonna be kind of in this wider shot. Or who knows what she's thinking. Maybe. Oh yeah, she's curled up. And maybe her hair's there. And so what's gonna happen is then we're gonna cut in super close. To her hair. It's like her neck or something. Like her hair's braided, I don't know. Cut in super close. And then her hand should already be close to her hair. So then that way we don't have to do such a big move. See, it's just a little, like, a little tug or something like that. Not even a tug, it should just be like a very faint move. I need to redraw that better, but whew. I might adjust the camera on this scene and move it here. Okay, I think that's a great way to end the scene. Okay. Cool. I really like this whole sequence. I think it is pretty good. Also, we got back to character. We didn't have turn with move, but I got at least one of those elements in. Okay, so here's our character. Alright, here's our scene. We're walking through the inner machinations of this factory. She walks in. She shouldn't be smiling. Because she doesn't think they should be doing this. And one of her friends is calling her on. And she's like, okay, okay. We shouldn't be back here. He's like, oh, come on. I gotta show you something really cool. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And they climb up. And she's like, I don't know. He's like, no, you gotta see this. It's really cool. She's like, no, we gotta get back to work. It's like, this is gonna take too much time. He's like, look at this. You're never gonna believe what's here. She like walks towards the light. And what is it? It's a beautiful light source. He's like, hey, it's pretty cool, huh? It's like one of the last portholes in this entire factory. Huh. Yeah, she sits down. He sits down too. He's talking about it, and then the camera slowly pushes in. She gets a flashback to when she was younger. And there's like her siblings, and they're splashing, there's water, messing around. She laughs, and like her mom walks behind her. The camera pans over. Mom disappears into the shadows. She follows. Camera moves back. We see her. She looks back. There's kids playing. And she sees herself with her mom. Ooh, alright. Got chills from that. She's like talking, laughing. Then her mom like messes with her hair and tries to clean it up. And then she's like, oh no, stop it. Don't mess with it. She pushes away. And then she looks back. Mom's not there. And none of the kids are moving. They're just standing there. Freaky. Because that moment is the past. She looks over. And the light source gets brighter. She's back in the present. Looks over. Yeah, her mom's not there. Her friend's like, well, time to get going. He's like, I get back to work. And she's left there. And she reaches for her hair a little bit. And that's the end of the scene. Ooh, okay. That was cool. Ooh. The only thing that, a couple things that need to be fixed. Hold on. Okay. Here's where they came through. I need this to be out of focus. And then I'll put it in focus. Oops. I messed up. Didn't duplicate it. Duplicate first. Put it out of focus. Then put it in focus. Then put her out of focus. Then hide that layer. Then put it out of focus again. Draw her back. And then this shot needs to be changed. Also. This shot needs to be recomposed to be wider. Because she's being pulled out of the moment. And then the other thing that needs to happen is before this light gets all freaky, I think we need a centered shot of her face looking into the light. That's weird. It should be able to see that, but it's not. Oh, that's why. So there's this thing I've noticed, this motif I have with the light source in this whole series, where it's like always it's always like splitting characters visually. Always something. Okay. So yeah, this shot needs to be recomposed to look like that, because we're easing the tension. Maybe, alternatively, I can just keyframe these characters. Like a motion, spread layer motion. That's what I'll do. And it will shrink them like that. I think I'm just gonna have to redraw this whole scene, but that is for something to do another day. Oh yeah, that's what I needed. I need all these on. Okay, cool. All right, I need to actually go. Been sitting on this for too long. Okay, cool. Good warm up. More like an actual scene. Like, this is actually turning out to be like an actual scene. Yeah, actually, I'm really happy with that camera move, because there was another idea for how the scene would go, and I think this is the emotionally like weirdest. And like conflicting. So really what should happen here is the light. Okay, there's one more error. The light here should be starting to light up just a little bit. So then that can match with this. So it lights up. 16 matches. The light gets brighter. Into the present. Okay, cool. I am now actually done. Thank you very much for watching this stream. This one was a little less educational, more just going through my process. But have a good rest of your day. See ya. Bye.